Hi everyone, it's Kathy with Paper Phenomenon. We're here with the final video, part 3 of the envelope mini album. We're going to finish this up. We're going to attach our pages and we're going to bind our book. And I'm going to show you how I created this super cute insertion in the card section of your mini album. How I did this was with an additional envelope. And the envelope that I used here was this A6 envelope that you can find at Michael's in the same card section. You can use any size envelope as long as it fits inside your card. In this particular case, I used the A6, and this is a package of 20 envelopes. It does not come with cards, so that's the only downside to this envelope. But if you pick up the A2 cards, which is this side, it comes with the envelope and the card. So it'll give you an additional 2 mats if you want to do it that way. But I used this one because it fit perfectly inside of this card base. If I use the A2 size, notice that it will give me a little bit more of a border. So it's up to you. It doesn't really matter, guys. There's no right or wrong way to do this. Both of the envelopes will work. So let me take you through this card insertion and then we will bind our book. So all you're going to need to make this is one of your cards. And here's my card base, and you're going to need one envelope. And here's my black envelope. So first thing is first, we are going to chomp the corners of our envelope, or actually our card base, and this is optional. I want to do a decorative border just for added detail. So I'm going to go ahead and chomp all 4 sides, and I'm using the Scallop chomper for this one. It's the purple one. So there's my card. You can choose whether you want to put it on the outside or the inside. In this case, I put it on both sides, but I didn't do that with all of them. So on this one, I'm just going to go ahead and put it on the outside. So my card will go inserted this way into the envelope, so that this will be the outside of my card base. So let's move this to the side and let's prep our envelope. So here's our envelope. We're going to seal this envelope just as we would if we were going to seal it for a card. Just on that rim, exactly where that adhesive is. Don't go past that because your envelope will not open. It will not serve as a pocket. So once you seal that in place, you're going to break out your paper trimmer and you're going to snip off just a tiny little bit, about 1/16 of an inch. Just enough to open that envelope on both ends, okay? You're going to repeat it on the other side. And here we go. Just one more little cut and done. So you're going to be left with an with a kind of like a cylinder piece here where your envelope is open all the way across. Let's get our paper trimmer out. Now we're going to do a little folding. I use my mat as my guide. Let's clear this workspace out. So I'm going to fold this up 2 inches. So I use my mat as my guide and I just make sure I have the 2-inch mark right there. Fold it up, fold across, make sure it's nice and even. Use your bone folder to reinforce that fold. Most definitely you want a nice clean crease on this one. So here we go. Then to finish that off, we're going to see this white envelope seems to have a white core. So I'm going to go ahead and distress that. We don't want that white edge there. So distressing that very quickly. And again, this is optional, this part right here. Notice how I have a nice scalloped edge on my card base, so I'm going to go ahead and round these corners. So when I go ahead and place this over my card, it nestles right in there nicely. So I'm going to use another chomper, but this is the aqua one, and this is the circle rounder, and I'm using the 1/4 inch mark for that one. And that's it. So you get a nice rounded corner. It's going to fit nicely nestled in that scallop circle. See that? Hopefully you can see that, the black on the black, but you'll notice it once I do my matting. Next step is you're going to want to seal this, not seal this pocket, but glue it onto the other side. So we're going to have a little ATG action, fold this over, and stick it down. Then we're going to get some adhesive on the back side, because this entire piece is going to be adhered to our card base. And here we go. Make sure we have it this way because it's going to get tucked in that way. So now you want to align that with the very bottom, just leaving enough space as if you were matting the card, which is about 1/8 of an inch all the way around. Now, notice that I didn't do any decorative matting because I like, when I'm doing pockets, I like to mat my piece inside the pocket so there's no obstruction. And what I mean by that is you're going to go ahead and cut your paper just small enough to fit inside that pocket. See that right there? And that's how you're going to mat, just like that. See that? So when you put your tag in there, you're going to have absolutely no obstruction. If you mat first and put the envelope on top, your tag is going to get caught, and you don't want that. So this is the page, the paper assembly that I'm going to use, and it looks really nice. I like these choice of colors. You get a nice pop on this one, and this is the way it's going to be matted, just like so. So let's do a little corner chomping action so we can get a nice nesting effect. And on this top one, I'm going to go ahead and use my scallop edge again. And it's this one right here. We're definitely going to distress these pieces. And over here, that stays with the squared edge, and this gets the circle at the bottom, or the rounded edge at the bottom. Two sides, just like so. Some quick distressing, and then we're going to stick these down in place. And that's all there to it. Just like that, with one simple little envelope, you've added 3 more spaces for photographs or journaling. Lots of opportunities here, guys, in this tiny little mini album made of envelopes. Almost done with the distressing. We're going to stick this down and call this one done. Here we go. Okay, so let's get our ATG out. Whoopsie. Stick this down. Remember, you're going to want to slide these pieces in between your card base and your pocket, okay? In the pocket. Again, just so you get a nice clean finish, and when you slide that tag in there, it's not going to get caught, okay? Look at how pretty that looks. Isn't that sweet? So just a little tip for you all. If you mat your pockets the other way around, you want to think about this. It gives you a nice clean finish, and again, nice smooth insertion with the tag. And that, I'm turning this around, guys, so I could get it nice and straight, so it'll be upside down to you all. So pardon that. Last one. Look at how sweet that looks. Love it. We're just about done with this one. And that's it. Now you can go ahead and mat the inside of your card or your mini album insertion with your regular mat. So here you can put, let's see, 2 large photographs, and on the other side you can add small tags or journaling spots or even smaller photos. Look at how cute that looks. Love that. So again, what we did here was use the smaller size envelope. For this particular card, I'm using the A6, but if you choose to use a different card base, just find an envelope that works for you and do the same exact thing, and it'll work out just fine. So here's that one, and love the way that looks with the tags and the teeny tiny photo mat there. Really, really sweet, and it keeps that viewer interested. Lots of interaction in your mini album. It's gonna keep that viewer wanting to flip those pages and just enjoy your work of art, because that's what this is. It's a work of art. All right, here we go. Let's insert this one, and we're going to get our page assemblies together. So I wanted to skip, I left this part undone because I wanted to share with you all how I got my book bound. So right here on this side, this is our front right here, and now I'm going to stick this hinge to this page assembly right here and call this our book. All right, so how I do that is I just get some score tape. So these are the hinges that we put down previously, and now I'm just going to get all of my page assemblies into one big book. Remember we made 3 of them? In this case, I added another one because I wanted my book to be a little chunky. So this book actually has 4 card bases. This one has 4. So it's going to be a little chunky. So you can add as many cards as you like. We originally started with 3, but I figured I would do 1 more. So there's no hinge on the back. And now we're going to get this book right on, nice and even. Hopefully I'm getting that even. I think I'm doing a pretty good job there. And done. So this is what our book looks like. This hinge is going to get attached to our front cover. So we flip our page. We got our nice pocket insertion. And that's that right there. And over here there's more opportunities for tucking away a little photo right there. And here's our card base. How fun is that? Okay. And same thing throughout. Just want to quickly show you my matting and the papers I selected. Once again, this is the Glam Girl Stack by Die Cuts with a View. And here are the photo mats for this one. And over here. And large photo mat right here. And we have 3 of these. And here I did another large photo mat right here. A really cute journaling tag. And this is part of my journaling tag set that you can find on my blog, as well as these. So I can't wait to see what you all do with your project. I know you guys have been waiting for me to load this video, so here you go. And here's another journaling spot and some more photo mats. And again, full-size photo mats here. These are 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. So you get a nice size photograph on there. No need to crop with this one. And that's it. That's pretty much the entire album. Same fashion throughout. And here I'm going to add my last piece. This is the 4th page that I added. And that's it. Now we're going to get another hinge on this back. And we're going to add our front and back covers. So I'm going to grab a piece of paper. I'm going to cut a hinge. And our hinges were cut at, let's get a quick measurement on this one. It's been a couple of days since I worked on this one. Let's see, 7 1/8 of an inch by 2. That just does not sound familiar at all. But yeah, that's what that is. That's what it's coming up as. Or somewhere about that. So let's get that cut. 2 inches. By 7 1/8 of an inch. Let's expand this right here and get a good measurement on that. And then we are going to score. We made a 1/4 inch gusset on this hinge. So quick refresher for you all. We scored at the 7/8 of an inch mark. And then we scored a second time at 1 1/8 of an inch. And that's how we created our hinge. We're going to fold on our score marks. Then we're going to add some score tape, like so. This case, we're going to do it on both sides. For the binding on this book, I highly recommend that you use Tyvek. This book is pretty heavy with all of the envelopes and the cards. And Tyvek, for those of you who do not know, it's a virtually indestructible fabrication. They use it to cover houses, actually. That's how I believe it first started off, and then it's ventured out into the post office. FedEx uses it, you name it. It's used for a multitude of things, and you can pick it up at your local office supply store, and it comes in envelope form. And let me show you very quickly if I can grab a piece right here. So it comes in envelope form like this at Staples, Office Depot, you name it. Okay, and it's pronounced Tyvek, T-Y-V-E-K. And you want to pick this up because this strengthens your binding and your hinges. Okay, and I'll show you what I do with that. So now I'm going to attach this hinge. Perfect, love that. One side only. And then we're going to reinforce this with the Tyvek. Get that hint. Let me make sure I'm on the right side over here. Yeah, okay. Notorious for gluing things on up, backwards, and upside down, and all over the place. Ah! I'm going to have to cut that off because it's stuck really well, and if I rip it off, I'm going to destroy my envelope. So I'll just get rid of that. No big deal. There we go. I glued it down too far down. I didn't align it with the top, but not too bad. Alright, so now for the Tyvek. Let's attach a score tape to the front of our hinge because we're going to need that. All you're going to do is take 2 pieces of Tyvek, the measurements of your hinge, exact measurements of your hinge, you're going to need 2 pieces. And you're going to add some score tape to it, okay? And we're going to cover our binding with it. And we're going to go ahead and reinforce that so our hinges will not fall off or rip off, okay? So I'm going to stop this video and I'm going to come right back.